Hi, I'm Kylie from Voodoo Rabbit Fabric, and today I wanted to show off our two new pocket overlay templates. We have two options. This one has a square and a octagon shaped end, and this one has a rounded and a triangular end. They both have a 1/2 inch gap in the middle, and they can make a pocket up to 8 inches wide, though if you adjust it you can make it wider than that, but most overlays wouldn't be too much more than 8 inches. You've got your center line marked in the middle, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you place it on the center and then you mark each side you want to go, and then at each end we've got a little rivet placement hold, so you can zhuzh it up with a rivet. So this one here will make this shape pocket overlay with these squares on each end, and then that is the kind of octagon shape, and that's that one there. And then this one here will make a triangular end with a rounded end. So next I'll just quickly go over how to use this. So if you're making a bag, and in this case we're saying that the bag is probably, this is a white vinyl, it's white vinyl on the outside, but we're using, this is red Odacoat, no, not Odacoat, Odatex on the inside. So the pocket overlay is going to sit over our lining, and then we will have the actual pocket bag behind that. Then we'll also need a zipper and a zipper pull. So let's get started. So first up, on the back of your vinyl, we're going to find the halfway point, which is, let's just say, I'm just going to guesstimate on this because it's just a rough one. So we're going to mark this as the halfway point. And then I was thinking maybe a 7-inch pocket. So we go 1, 2, 3.5 this way. 1, 2, 3.5 this way. So just mark that there and there. And I think I'm going to do this triangular end. So I'll just mark that in there. And I'll draw halfway around it on this side. I'll mark where the rivet might go, and then you just simply flip it over so that you can do the other end. So that's where the 7 inches will be. Okay, so now I've got my pocket overlay marked. I will cut that out. Okay, I'm going to cut out my pocket overlay here. I don't have a small rotary cutter, but if I did, it would be a little bit more accurate here, but you can just, you can do most of it. So I'm just cutting that, and then I'm just going to cut this side. I could have left it like that and just cut around it, but it's much of a muchness. So yeah, I can just do that there, rotate it around and that there if I wanted. There's also an option. So I've cut most of that. I'm going to cut just inside here. I'm not cutting all the way to the edges because this is such a big rotary cutter. What I like to do for fine cutting is I have these sew lines snipped, and they're a very sharp, accurate little snip, and they're really good for getting into these kind of little spots. Okay, that's my overlay ready to go. Okay, so you need to then decide where it's going to go. So if this was a bag, you would have it marked where you were going to have this place, but I'm just going to guesstimate for this, just because it's just a sample. Okay, it's somewhere here. I've got some double-sided tape. So you obviously can't pin this, so you can use like a basting glue. I'm just going to use double-sided tape because I have it here. So I'm just going to do it close to the edge. So this is the by Annie's 1/8 of an inch wide basting tape, which I must admit is one of the strongest ones I've seen. Okay. Take that off. Okay, we're kind of just eyeballing this for the sake of this project, but normally, as I said, you would probably have it marked. So that's there. So the next step is take it to the machine and top stitch 1/8 of an inch around this edge. Okay, I'm just going to sew around this about 1/8 of an inch in from this outer edge all the way around. I'm using Wonderful top stitch thread in the top with a Rasant thread in the bottom. So it has now been top stitched just all the way around. On to the next step. Okay, so now we've top stitched all the way around our overlay. I'm just going to actually just mark the 4 corners with an awl, because all we're going to do now is on the back we are going to quite liberally trim around what we've behind that overlay, because we want to cut it back to about there. So what I'm going to just do is start this here, so to start, and then we're going to come in. Okay, I've got it all running away over here, and we're going to trim back all the way around. Basically, we just want to get this out of the way. We don't want to be able to see it. We're going to be cutting over it. It doesn't need to be neat. You are not going to see it. So now we've trimmed out that hole. It wasn't neat, it doesn't need to be, we just need to get it away because we're going to be sewing a zipper underneath here. So you can see straight through that now. So the next step is the zipper. So this is the lining, pocket lining, and this is our zipper, and then we will put a pull on it at soon. So this may seem a bit odd to start with, but we are going to attach our first zipper side to the top of the pocket there, and we're just going to use some double-sided tape to hold it in place while we stitch it. Oops, I'm going to take the other side of the tape off. Just put it like that. Okay. And then we will just sew across it just over 1/8 of an inch in from the edge of that zipper tape. Okay, so I'm just going to come in now and I'm going to stitch 1/8 of an inch away from the edge of the zipper, and there's just a little mark on the on the zipper where the tape starts a different type of weave, so that's kind of approximately where we're aiming for. Conveniently, that point is the width of my presser foot to the center, so that makes it really easy to line up. And we haven't put our zipper pull on yet, so that makes it even easier. Normally I would use a black tape, but I've just used red tape so that it's easier for everyone to see what I've done. So I've done that. So the next step is we're going to flip that up. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom of this zip. So I'll put some double-sided tape on and I will just quickly sew that up. Okay, I've just sewn both the zips on like that. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to come along with our scissors and trim back this here, because this will be the bottom of our pocket. And we're opening it up because one, we need it for the next step, and two, often bags are turned out through these types of pockets instead of having a hole to push it through. So now we can push each section up like that. And this is what we're going to put behind here. So if you were using cotton fabric for your pocket, this would just press nicely out of the way. I'm using the Ottertex, which is just a little bit stiffer. So it's a bit trickier this step. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to center this over that, but I'm thinking we may need to top stitch that down to keep it out of the way, just because this fabric is so stiff and we can't really press it. Okay, I've top stitched that down and it's now laying flat, which is what we need for this step. This fabric's just too thick to finger press into place. So just to reiterate, we've got our zipper. This is right side up. This is the wrong side of the waterproof canvas. On the back, it looks really neat and finished. So that's going to be the inside of our pocket. And all of this is going to be hidden behind our overlay. So we need to put a zipper pull on, which, now that I'm going to try and do this on camera, I'm not going to be able to do it, even though I do them all the time. Okay, that's on. I like to leave it like that because it gives you two finished ends and you're not going to get, it's not going to get in the way. Oh, it's going to just be easier because they're not finished. So we are going to center this over here like this. And once again, I'm going to use the double-sided tape just to hold it all in place before I top stitch that down. Okay, got my sewing machine back set up again. I've got top stitching thread in the top and I've got result in the bottom and a slightly longer stitch length. For the top stitching, we're just going to go 1/8 of an inch all the way around this outside piece. This particular time I've changed back to my zipper foot, which lining the edge of my zipper foot up is probably just a little bit less than 1/8 of an inch. That's it with the overlay stitched down, and the next step is to get the pockets ready to sew together. Okay, so we have sewn our zipper overlay on. This is the front of it, and then the inside of the pocket looks like that so far. So we will literally just be folding that pocket down, and then you can just push that over the way and stitch that side down. and that side down, and you can leave this bit open to turn out your bag, or if you're not going to be turning your bag out that way, you can literally sew all the way around. And then when you open that up, you've got your pocket. It's got a nice finished edge on it, no raw edges. And that's how to do a zippered pocket overlay on the lining of your bag. You can do the exact same thing on the exterior of your bag. This would then also probably be a vinyl or something, or fabric, and then this is just your feature around your zipper. Then our last step is to mark and put in some rivets, which if you didn't mark it previously, you can just simply bring it back, get your pen, preferably in a colour that you can see, and just mark where you're going to put your rivet. And punch a hole and install the rivet. And just quickly, I've now installed the rivets, and it just makes it look a little bit more zhuzhy, but they're optional. And I've used an 8x6 in this, an 8x6mm rivet in this situation, because the 6mm, you wouldn't want to go more than a 6mm stem on this particular thickness. Thank you very much for watching our video, and I hope you found it informative. And we'll be back soon. Thank you. Bye.